resistance is gone. From up above, you are seen as a pawn. True freedom is the spirituality. Be careful was told to you 20 years
There's already a design in place to control the human race, and if I say too much, it's me they will erase. So fix your face, it's time to fix your situation, cause too much time is wasted on. So please take control and glorify your soul. Our purity and spirituality is the only guarantee to be safe and free. And what they will do is create a police state, and some will say that it's already too late. So what can we debate? Don't you know your right to vote can go away, and it could be amended and be no one day. So who's to say or who's to know that aliens haven't been there since the pyramid show? But what I wanna know is, why do you trust them so when they hate us so? And we'll never say sorry. You keep on treating us just like basic Atari. Who are we? The original that's been mixed. Plus we've been violently mistreated by the 666. How can we really see with our eyes? What we really need to control our minds. How can we really see with our eyes are blinded? What's going on, y'all? It's episode 24. Sing it, Kendra. All right. What's going on? It's your boy, Eric Taylor. Knowledge is Love podcast, episode 24. It's August 1st. Augusto, Leo season. We gotta let out the main for Leo season. You know what I'm saying? We gotta rock with it. Let them know how it's going and growing and glowing. On today's episode of Knowledge is Love, numero 24, I am going to discuss the new moon in Leo on August 8th, 6:55 a.m. We'll talk about Leo season and my birth chart sale for all Leo sun signs. All right, how you guys doing? Anybody in here rocking with us?
Yeah, there's two on.
Okay, there's always two that don't say nothing. I don't know if it's the same two. Who is you? You the FBI, the government, you know, speak to the boy? Anyway, what's going on? I hope everyone's doing well. I like Leo season. It's fixed fire. That means we're really in summer, right? It's hot. It's cooking from San Diego to Brooklyn. And
Actually, I think okay. So I'm looking on here and it says Lady Menza is here. She said hi, but it's not appearing up here.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to fix the chizat. What's up, Lady Menza? Hope everything's going well. Hope you're feeling good and doing good and all that good stuff.
I'll just read it from here.
Okay. Yeah. So, where do I begin? I think I'll start with the birth chart sale. That's real quick. Let some more people get inside, and then I'll give you guys a reminder of that. But basically, anybody born with the Leo sun sign, I am running a birth chart sale until August 22nd, right? It started this past Friday until August 22nd. But for all Leos, and you know that means you're from either 0 degrees or 29 degrees, you get a regular birth chart, full 12-house report and videos written for $140. If you want the whole shebang with the custom video summary, 40 to 50 minutes, and sometimes more, as Lady Menza and many clients will let you know. Man, I just did a business birth chart. I set a record. It was 1 hour and 23 minutes. Yeah, I'm thorough like the borough I'm from. But anyway, the business chart is normally $250. It's $205. And the regular chart normally $175, $140. All for Leo season. You have to be a Leo sun sign, not Leo Mercury, not Leo Moon, not Leo North Node. Okay, Leo sun sign. Happy birthday, Leos. It's Leo season. It's an honor of my sons, my twins. They're Leos. I rock with the Leo. You got to. Okay. And this is a good time. Leo season is a good time. You know, we're talking about a fixed fire sign
kind of like the ruler of the fifth house, but I always tell you guys, don't get caught up on that because the sign is different from the house, very similar, but it's not the exact. And you can have any sign, depending on your ascendant, you can have any sign down here in the fifth house. Okay, that's the house of creativity, hobbies, speculative gains, starting your own business, right? High school to college, ages 13 to 21. It's dating, romance, fun sex, twin flames, soulmates. Okay, this is the house of your children, the fifth house, right? We're talking hobbies, whether you're a dancer, a poet, sculpting, painting, film, acting, whatever. This is where you reflect back to God, the sun, Leo the lion, through your heart. Okay, so this is definitely an important energy. And when we're in our Leo season, we have to find our sort of, it's politics, it's our inner authority, right? Our leadership skills. It's ruled by the sun, which in astrology is considered a planet, but the sun and moon in real life, like in terms of astronomy, it's a luminary. And just so you know, I mean, really, back in the days, I'm talking ancient days, in the BCs, in your ABCs, mathematicians, astronomers, and astrologers, one person. Okay. So, and they were also, in real ancient times, also the priests. Okay. So, most people who were into astronomy as that started after astrology were astrologers, same with the mathematicians, because you use the calculations of longitude and latitude, right, with the ephemeris to really figure out where the planets are aligned at a time when a person is born. Okay. So it's very important to understand Leo season and the beginning roots of astrology and all that. Okay. So I think the one thing that I would say about just Leos, I mean, obviously, the famous Leos, J-Lo's on the cusp, but she's like, I think 0 1 degree Leo. You got, I think it's DiCaprio, Tom Brady, Magic Johnson. I know a bunch of sports people. Madonna. I don't know if Katy Perry, I don't think she is. I can't remember because I know she's got a Scorpio rising.
Gianna Casala said Leo ascendant here.
Oh, Leo ascendant in the house. What's going on now? How come it's not showing up here?
I don't know.
Okay. You clicked it? Okay.
No, I didn't click anything.
Well, click the thing, would bring.
No, if I do, the whole screen will be covered. I could just read it here.
Okay. So anyway, sorry, my chat's not here, but my young assistant is rocking with it on his iPizzy. But yeah, Leo ascendants. My nephew's a Leo ascendant. I know Leo ascendants well. I've had many clients of Leo ascendants. So you want to get your chart done, hit me up, tailoredtoyoucoaching@gmail.com. But back to the Leo shining. On their high vibration, they're super generous. They love the spotlight, acting, drama. They're just these dynamic, dramatic, extravagant people. When we start to get to the lower vibration, they can be arrogant, prideful. Oh, one more good thing too, they're extremely loyal. Okay. But when they're not on low vibration, they can cheat, arrogant, they can get stubborn, right? It's fixed fire. So they can be quick to temper, right? Argumentative, and just very materialistic and flashy. But I think Leo, they can be misunderstood. They really they want to be seen, and then they want to also share that light with others. I mean, you see it with Magic Johnson and Tom Brady. You see it with just other Leos, that there's this, like, I know I'm the man or the woman, but I don't have to always show it off. I can share that light with you and share the creativity with you. They're really brilliant, because one thing you would admire about any Leos, they live from the heart. Now, by the way, as I always like to tell you, and we're going to get to the Leo new moon, but the chart for today, right? So I think we're at 9 degrees Leo, and Mars is now in Virgo, 1 degree, right? We've got Venus flying in Virgo, and the moon's in Taurus, but the ascendant for the show, I always do the rising sign for the show, for the podcast, is Capricorn rising. Okay. So that means that 7th house would be Cancer, and the 8th house is in Leo. So that means I've got to investigate and bring you guys the truth. right, for this show. All right. And that's what I'm going to do. So, anybody else on? Anybody say anything? You guys let me know also where where's Leo in your chart. Okay. So I know we got the Leo ascendant.
Nobody said anything yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Leo ascendant.
So that's, in your first house. So this new moon. Ooh. All right. So let's talk about it. So this new moon is August 8th, coming soon. And we're talking next Sunday at 6:55 a.m. Pacific. So 9:55 a.m. and it's on the East Coast, and it's at 16 degrees. So that means you have the sun and the moon both in Leo, 16 degrees. We're sort of right here at the Lion's Gate. And then we've got Mercury at 23 degrees. Uranus is in Taurus at 14 degrees. So it's kind of making that square. Jupiter's retrograde at 29 degrees in Aquarius. We've got Saturn still in retrograde, and it's at oh my god, I forgot what degree it's at, but it's not exactly in that square. I think it's at 9 degrees. But the Uranus 14 and 16, that's and 16 to 9 is close enough. Okay, we're only talking 7 degrees apart. So there is going to be a lot of energy of anxiety, stress, frustration for this new moon. But it's also, time for introspection. That's what new moons are about: introspection and kind of assessing to get ready for this new beginning. And there's really an energy of, you might have to tell them to go outside or just move away from the door. Go ahead, go talk to them. My Leo sons, they want to just be here on the show because they got to make noise and always be near their dad or act like they don't know that I'm on live with you guys. Okay. So this energy is, okay. This energy. All right. Can you guys quiet down? Come close the door, please. So this energy, it's deep because of this square with Uranus and Taurus and still having the Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius. We're trying to really assess, are we headed in the right direction, and where are we going and who we're going with, right? And these moons are kind of, because we're in this fixed energy and it's kind of replaying. August might be the last good month of the year, and part of September. I think October to the end of the year, it's going to get a little hectic, okay? And we're still having the old against the new square off with Uranus and Taurus. And then Leo plays an aspect of kind of dealing with creativity and your inner authority and self-expression and being fiery and dramatic and extravagant and dynamic, kind of juxtapose this inner struggle of old and new, freedom and liberation, restrictions and control. And this is globally, the collective, and then also for your individual lives. Now, how could I forget my spotlight, people?
Lady Menza said Leo is in my second house.
Yes.
And then she also said I have Mercury at 10 degrees Aquarius.
Yeah, no, I remember. So, being that Cancer rising, there's going to be a lot of focus on your self-worth, values, and just how you earn money, And so maybe take some time to be introspective, but also know that you're headed in the right direction. And sometimes we just have to make simple adjustments. And I think that's what the introspection is about this time, because some of us are delaying, starting a new class, starting a new business, starting a new relationship. Right now, a lot of couples, as we're heading up to this energy, a lot of couples are having arguments, frustrations, disagreements, coming at things in new directions, and people who have been fine forever and, whatever. That energy is playing out, and just understand, Mars in Virgo, it's really the master debater, but it's really like logistics. It's analyzing and studying, and it's like, no, I gotta get ready for this. So this new moon is a time even though you might be feeling anxious and fearful, right? Do I go travel? Do I not? What do I do Labor Day weekend? Do I see family? We're dealing with the Delta variant, lockdowns. We're dealing with this. Can I travel abroad? I mean, there's so much going on in the world globally. There's so many protests. There's so much extreme weather. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so take the time with this new moon to be introspective. Take the time to kind of really assess. I now more than ever need to live from my heart and be true to who I am and do what I was meant to do when I was born here and sent to earth and the time that I chose, right? You chose to be the Cancer ascendant. You chose to be the Leo ascendant. I chose to be the Scorpio ascendant, right? The Virgo ascendant. And now you got to get your chart done, whether it's from me. Like I tell you, I'm real. I hope you choose me. But if it's not me, somebody that you know and trust. But get your birth chart done. It's the map of your life. And then see how you're supposed to move and react to every aspect of your life through the planets, because that's how God has laid things out for you. And really, like I said before, you up in the big board up in heaven, and you kind of selected, yeah, I'll take the Mars and the eighth house, and I'll take the parents that get divorced, and I'll take the sister that's verbally abusive to me, or I'll take the brother that's like steals. You know what I mean? So you push the buttons, you came, boom, and now you got to live it out. But it's not like we don't have free will. And so we can choose to be low vibration or high vibration. We can choose to ignore the ancient knowledge, right? From the astrology to numerology to human design, or we can choose to learn it and then play it out on our highest vibrations. Okay, these planets are here to help you. A map is to help you, right? You're trying to get somewhere. The map is to show you how to get there. Okay, so if you see a map somewhere in life, you need to learn about it, master it, and follow it, so you know how to move within the map. Okay. Any comments or questions?
No.
Okay. So one thing that I think fascinating about this, right? We still have a lot of stuff playing out with the Jupiter in retrograde, the Saturn, the Pluto Capricorn, right? And somebody just commented on my page that they want me to do Pluto through the houses series. So I'm getting ready to start this week, Venus through the houses. I know I put it up there, started Black Moon Lilith. I did Taurus, Gemini, and Scorpio. I'll take a little break. I got to knock out Neptune and Virgo, and then Venus in the first and second house. That's on the boards for this week. But I'm also crazy busy with charts, and I'm going to be finally getting to the beginning and middle stages of designing my course. I'm just getting all the information together, and then I've got to, write it and print things out and then hook it up with the website and get some help designing that. So God willing, later than I thought. I thought it would be March and April, then May, then June. So it might wind up being end of August, early September. But hey, I always say I'm one person. I'm trying to do my best. And I put a lot of work and effort into doing your chart readings. Okay. Now, Leo sun signs, I also want to say you don't have to get a birth chart. You can get a solar return chart. You can get a Synastry relationship compatibility chart for the sale. You can get a business birth chart, but it's only for the Leo sun signs, and it only goes to August 22nd. So this is a great steal. And if you want the custom video summary, you're getting $45 off. You're getting $35 off of the regular chart. So, but you guys read the description down below after the show, and please like and comment. And if you haven't subscribed, it just helps me with all the algorithms. And I just greatly appreciate you guys and everybody that comes on and rocks with me for the lives and just everything. I really, and I hope you enjoy. I put up from my interview with Angela Rose, I put up just a little segment breaking down human design, the different types. And I'm going to start editing some of my lives. So this week coming up, I've got Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 3 dynamic ladies. This will be guests 4, 5, and 6, all women. So I got to get you a male guest. I'm gonna find the right guy to bring on first. I might reach out to some other male astrologers and stuff and see who wants to rock with me. But I'm gonna get a guy for you soon. Okay, but and maybe even have a musician come on too that I know that's really talented. But so on Wednesday, I have a fourth generation intuitive psychic coming on, Laura Cool, heavy hitter, brilliant. Has a podcast, Cool Conversations. I'm not sure if she's still doing it. She interviewed me. You can see that interview on my website. You can listen to it. Amazing. She's coming on Wednesday, I think 6 p.m. Pacific, so probably 9 Eastern. Friday, I've got Eclectic Journeys by LV. Laura Velez is coming on talking about her jewelry and teaching and just spirituality. And I'm so excited. Remember, she couldn't come on. Everything's fine with her family and stuff now. So she's rocking with us on Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And then on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, I will have Veronica Clark. She's with the what is it? The International School of Temple Arts. She does yoga. She does healing with the divine feminine, and work a lot of work with women and men, but mainly women. And she's a powerhouse. So we're going to get into some divine feminine and Black Moon Lilith, and just that female Pluto, like Black Moon Lilith energy, and just all of it. And like I do with all my guests, I give you little examples from their chart. I don't show it because you don't just show people's charts. That's very intimate and private. I do your chart. I never share it or show it on social media or anything. I wouldn't do that unless you gave me complete permission. Okay. Because it's really like like working with a psychologist, except with a psychologist, you have to be willing to share and they have to ask the right questions. When you come to me, I'm better than a psychologist because I see everything and I ask the right questions and we get the exchange. And then it's about the deep investigative dive to help you so you can transform and be in your highest vibration.
Yes. Lady Menza said self-worth has definitely been the focus. Money and confidence also. And then Moon Goddess said, hey, Eric.
What's up, Moon Goddess? Listen, Lady Menza, you got this. You just remember everything I shared with you and told you in the chart reading, but you got this. I know you had a little hiccup. You're going to bounce back. I've been sending prayers and I just hope the whole family's doing well, but you do have it, and I think it's time for you to not leave Instagram, but to start your YouTube channel and just keep exploring. And not just with the astrology, but bring the crystals and the gems and show them and talk about them live on YouTube, and do your things. And soon Lady Menza will be a guest on my podcast. I'm gonna have Lady Menza on here too, because she's a good astrologer, but she just has a light. You're a great spirit. She's a mother, a wife, and so just keep your head up, stay strong. I know sometimes when we go through little bumps in the road, it can just throw us off a little bit and it can be stressful. And guess what? You're not alone. This energy has been hectic, you know? I think things are going to get a little bit easier the rest of August. And then, as we get into the sun and Mercury getting into Virgo, and then when you get Venus and Mars getting into Libra, it might be some little passive aggressive energy, mid September as Venus and Mars are both in Libra, but overall there's going to be more harmony, more balance. I can't lie, like October 10th or 15th on, this is going to be a challenging year, but guess what? December 29th, Jupiter's going to go back to Pisces. And wherever that is in your chart, you know what I mean? You find your Jupiter, you find, your Pisces in transit, whatever house Pisces is for you, Jupiter is going to come and bring some love, okay? Some blessings, some fortune. The only thing we have to watch out with Jupiter in our chart in transit and where you have it natally is, just the really retaining the water, but the expansion of your weight. Okay. That's the one thing. But I think right now we're in a time where we've got to not just make plans and be introspective and really speak through our hearts and to our hearts, it's time to get real with ourselves. No more games. Not for one single human being alive on earth. There's no more time for games. This is a powerful energy, and we've got to harness it and know we chose to be alive during these tough times. And there's a reason for it, and we're built for it, right? That's what God wants you to know. And with Lilith and Gemini, it's time to really tap into your root chakra, to your gut, your gut instinct, and listen to your pheromones, feel your hormones, tap into your senses, meditate. I mean, I really feel, and God knows I've got to do it, but I've been getting to the point where I've started a little workout program. I'm trying to do it every day. I'm 2 days in a row, and 3 out of the last 5 days, but 2 days in a row. And I'm going to try to stick with it every morning, and try to get up earlier. This morning I felt pain. I was hanging out partying yesterday. My feet were crazy sore. I've had 4 foot surgeries. I still got up and did a little bit of meditation. I did stretching, but I did, lifting weights and just doing some yoga, and I feel great. Okay. So it's about being intentional, but we've got to get ready for, I don't want to say get ready for war, but we got to get ready to put on our armor and to be in the war with ourselves. How about that? In the sense that it's not time to play. It's time to reflect back to God and use this energy right now, this Leo new moon, to be inspired. It's Leo. It's starting your own business. It really is. It's speculative gains. It's not gambling. I mean, it is gambling in the fifth house, but it's taking the risk. Bet on you. Bet on black. Right. Bet on yourself that you got, as far as you can remember, you got one life to live, one time to dance. So get to dancing and do the moves that God put you here to do, but that fulfill your heart. We've got to live by our heart and from our heart and with intentions. Listen, when everything crumbles, the only thing you got is love and God, and the memories and the love of your family. But this is deep spirituality, deep soul. What Pluto's doing right now is purging, it's cleansing. It's going to finish out that Capricorn, and we're going to get to 2022, the return, Pluto return for the United States of America. Things are going to get shook up a little bit. And then when it gets to Aquarius, see, and this is what I want you to understand. This is no accident that we're having back-to-back Aquarius full moons, right? We just had it, July 23rd, 1 degree Leo, and then August 22nd, 29th degree Leo. 2 Aquarius full moons. I don't know the last time that happened, but I'm telling you, the way that it's presenting, and with the Jupiter and Saturn and Aquarius after this great conjunction energy from 2021, and go watch that series I did for every rising sign. If you're still on here, the Cancer rising, the Leo, but watch all of them. For all the rising signs, I did videos for the great conjunction energy tips for 2021. Now, remember, Saturn is staying in Aquarius to 2023. When it gets to Pisces and Capricorn gets to Aquarius, I mean, we're really entering in. We're at the 0.5, maybe 1 degree of the age of Aquarius. It's on. And it's going to be officially on, I believe, when Pluto gets to Aquarius in I think the end of 2023, early 2024. Because you have all these big moves. Then you're going to have Neptune going into Aries. You're going to have Uranus going into Gemini. Watch those videos. I've done them. I'm telling you, it's when you wake up in 2027, 2027, when you wake up, you're not going to recognize this place. You might not recognize yourself, and that's okay. Listen, when we get uncomfortable and we have change, that's where God blesses us. That's where God, source, whatever you want to call whoever, Jehovah, Muhammad, Buddha, Hare Krishna, Jesus, Jesus will bless us. And you know it to be true in your lives. The Lord's always got you when you're uncomfortable, when you feel like, right, the footprints in the sand, when you feel like you can't move any and go anymore. That's when you get carried and God's got you. Always remember, hashtag deepwater faith. You got to have faith. Be humble enough to know that you didn't make 3,000 or 10,000 different animals or 35,000 different plants and flowers, that the ocean stops right there at the tide, right there at the beach, that the moon affects the tides of the woman's menstrual cycle. Somebody, some spirit, entity, force has got this all aligned perfectly and working. And it sure ain't no little human being. And we're not little, because God put himself or herself, however you like to refer to God, in each one of us. We are the reflections back. So literally think of the big screen TV, and God's watching us and knows you already got the victory because you made it to be born. I mean, just think of that process, how dramatic and dynamic and dangerous that is. And just to be that sperm to get fertilized in the egg and to make it through 9 months of gestation and to be born. So that means no, don't talk bad about yourself. You're not dumb, stupid, nothing. You are a miracle. You are chosen. You are meant to be here. And you have got to be who you're meant to be and be the best you can be. That's what I tell this guy over here. He's just starting life. I done seen it. I'm 50. I think I'm at the halfway point. Your boy's here for 3 digits. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they talk to God about that. But be intentional. Be intentional. And this new moon, it is really, really. Now, the masculine energy, fire, Leo and fire signs, they're not about introspection. But this new moon is telling you, you've got to. And you've got to respond to the abilities, right, of Saturn, that Aquarius, that square, Taurus, Aquarius. Now, this is a tough little moon for the Leo, Taurus, and Scorpios, okay? It's not an easy energy, mainly for the rising and sun signs, But, so any questions or comments?
Yes.
Sorry, I was rambling. Your boy had to. I got to talk about the new moon and the energy and what you need to do. But go ahead.
Lady Mensa say, okay, got it. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course, Lady Mensa, of course.
Moon Goddess then said, big bump for my daughter and I. The house we bought has water issues and tons of black mold. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
And then she also said that so many things going wrong with this house. Taking down walls now. It's even in the attic.
It's even in the attic. Yeah, you got to do it. I'm so sorry for you. But that's, I can't.
Oh, and there's like a troll in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Just saying bad stuff.
Okay. What's the troll's name?
I reported him already, but he was just saying F you.
Oh, okay. I love you too, troll. So, but haters are gonna hate. That's this energy, and that's what's going on right now. So I could care less. But Moon Goddess, yeah, definitely check. I'd love to see your daughter's chart, but the Neptune. Where's your Neptune out, and where's your Pisces out in your chart? I can't remember offhand your rising sign, but you know what I mean? Like, you've got to really, water, it's no joke. And sometimes a lot of that can be even that when Jupiter was in Pisces, but look at your fourth house and then see what's in transit. And it can, kind of tell you a story about what's going on and stuff. It's no joke, and you can even email me and we can, you need some help. We can figure things out. But yeah, trust me, we just had some issues with the roof and stuff, and they got to fix it because, my fourth house is Aquarius. When Jupiter went back into Aquarius, flood, extreme rain, and that Aquarius full moon, flooding and stuff out here. But then all that rain, that was when Jupiter went back retrograded into Aquarius, and I had roof damage. Aquarius is my fourth house. Okay. It's not a game. Astrology is, yeah, it's absurd. It's so on point. Okay. Like I say, sometimes the astrologer might not see something, the client or the person might not remember something, but the astrology itself, that's not wrong. Okay. So we have to pay attention to the transits, we have to, like right now, Capricorn ascendant, handle, the business, right? So right now, I guess my social media third house for the Capricorn ascendant, Pisces, right? So you got some troll on there, I'm trying to do some Pisces things, looking like an addict or a fool, some deception. So, but it's all good. Like I think in general, we have to pray for people that whether you see them on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, that they literally do nothing but say negative comments on people's pages, or do like these weird links to like porn or stupid stuff. I've gotten lately these little comments on certain videos it's like in Chinese, and it's like whatever, and it's for pornography. It's silliness, but it's okay. You know what I mean? You just have to ignore the noise. It's white noise, so. But I want you guys to tap into the magic of Leo being in Mercury, the moon, and the sun. Right now, the Mercury, it's still within a conjunction. It's 9 degrees apart. It's going to be at 23 degrees for this full moon. So when you're dealing with next Sunday, before that, just another manic Monday. Take next Sunday, whether you go to church, whether you go to temple, or whatever you do on Sundays. You read the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, play Scrabble, relax. Just take some time in the prayer closet, in nature, isolation, to be alone. Even if you're with your loved ones, each individual human being needs to take some time to be alone. I would recommend get your bare feet in the grass, but I would definitely say get some time alone to get with your breath and to really meditate and get clarity, right? That's what the birth chart brings to you. It brings you clarity, So that's why I would say definitely hit me up. Is what's her name still on the Leo rising? The new what's her name again?
Jana. I don't think so.
Jana? Oh, Jana's not new. I thought it was somebody else.
It's Jana Kusava.
Oh, I don't think she's been on before, right?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Well, anyway, but definitely hit me up and get your chart done. TaylorTCoaching@gmail.com, because getting this knowledge, it does bring clarity. And I think this is a time where we need to remember. We need to remember who we are, who we were, past lives, all that stuff. You've got to learn. And I tell people, if you just want to get your feet wet, get a Big Four, right? My Big Four service, breaking down your sun, moon, rising sign, also the part of fortune, and the north and south node. If you learn nothing else, you get those 4 or 5 placements, really 6, even though it's the Big Four, but the Big Four, the sun, moon, ascendant, and north node, you're golden, pony boy, because that tells you where you're coming from, where you need to go, your father, mother, your purpose, your how others see you and perceive you, right? Your ego, your creativity, your personality, your spirit, your soul, your breath, your vitality, really like the health of your body. You can see a lot in terms of medical astrology looking through the moon. Okay. The moon is muy importante. And make sure you guys go watch and watch episode 23 Knowledge Love podcast when I was talking about the moon in relationships. It's really, I think, a good podcast, but it's just you gotta know and learn about your moon. And this new moon energy, it's really, this is a time for you to ask those tough questions about not just who you are and where you want to go, but who are you doing it with? Who are you dancing with? Because a lot of people are kind of getting new tribes, finding your people, finding your tribe for the first time maybe ever in life, whether you're 10, 12, 25, 45, 50, 70, there's sometimes some dead weight in your lives as human beings that you have to ask yourself, am I spending time with this person just because I knew them forever, even though they always bring me down? They never support me. They never listen to me. They're always jealous, or they're just very negative. Because you know what? You don't need to be around negative energy or negative people. Stay positive. Be the light. Be the best version of yourself. Okay? Any questions or comments?
No.
Okay. So
Actually, that's a lie. Moon Goddess said,
is the troll gone or no? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just come in for like a second, spam something, and leave.
Okay.
She said she's a Cancer like me. I think she's referring to her daughter. Then she also said Scorpio rising.
Oh, her daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
She's a Cancer like me, Scorpio rising.
That's a deep placement. You should hit me up, to get her chart done. She seems like a wonderful young woman, and I wish you guys the best with the house. I know that's challenging. And please tell DJ I said hello too. But you're gonna be good. I know this is like a little body blow, a little gut, especially because you're dealing with something new. And you see the realtor in the inspection, they should have really figured that stuff out, and the previous owner should have, they were lying and deception, fugazi. They should have, I dealt with it when I moved here too. The air conditioning units were on the verge of dying, and when I moved into my new home, like, literally within like a month and a half, the air conditioning units died, and that's really challenging, and that's something that the realtor should have known and should have investigated and gotten money from the owners, and I know maybe it's too late for you, but maybe they can, there's a way you can figure that out, but I want you to definitely try to look in your chart and, just see where the Pisces is, the Neptune, that Jupiter and Aquarius, so you're not just looking at you're looking at the birth chart, but looking also at the planets in transit, so just go to astro.com and you can do that, or we can even schedule a session and I can help you out, because, that's not easy, so I definitely send my love and prayers for that energy, for everything to be resolved, with the home and just for you guys' safety, because mold is it's no bueno. I mean, as you know what I mean? But water damage and mold is tough, so. Now, other things. So Leo energy in general, we have to understand that it wants to be seen, but it needs to be seen. So Leos, they really, think of it in terms of a fixed fire sign, and it's like summer, it's so hot, I'm burning up, right? They've got to shine. They've got to move. They've got to dance, right? So with Mars and Venus now in Virgo, right? For Leo, it's time to it's time for them to be a little bit more strategic in terms of their initiation, what they're doing, their willpower, their drive, right? Because, and this is for all of us in transit, right? Because you're not only dealing with the new moon and Mercury and Sun in Leo, when you've got the Mars and Venus in Virgo. So we know Venus and Virgo is in its fall, but it doesn't mean that it's always bad. So I want you guys to not get nervous or concerned when you like look up things on Google, or if you see, or an astrologer, or even if I say like, oh, okay, it's in detriment here or whatever. It just means that you have to kind of work a little harder, right? So when you're dealing with a Venus and Virgo energy, it's going to be working harder at love. It's going to be sometimes too analytical and self-critical at love, right? It's going to make sure it gets you the best gift, right? It might be, over texting you, you know what I mean? Like, so this is the energy that you or all of us as a collective will be feeling separate from our birth chart. So when we have this in transit, this is what we all are kind of feeling for our love language when it's in Virgo. But it's very detailed. So Venus in Virgo is not always a bad energy. So I just want you guys to understand that it's just like when we're looking at aspects, right? If something is opposing something, right? If you had your sun in the first house, right? And then you had the moon in the seventh house, they're looking at each other. It's opposition, but it doesn't mean that it's bad, right? They're checking each other out, and the energy is opposing, but it kind of, it's a conversation that has to be had. They've got to talk to each other because they're staring at each other, right, across the balconies, right? Romeo and Juliet, or think it's a movie, right? So they've got to figure out what the conversation is. The square, right? You're talking about from the first house to the fourth house. That's a little bit more difficult, right? The trines to the first to the fifth, or the first to the ninth. Okay. So the square is 90, the trine is 120. So the square is like pushing change. They're squaring off, like, okay, let's square off. We got a box, right? It can get uncomfortable, but what comes out of it sometimes is some deep healing and growth. So, there's ways to look at the energies that, it's not doom or gloom. I get comments all the time and emails from clients and different people like, oh my God, I got squares and oppositions. I'm like, hey, get uncomfortable and grow. They're not all bad. What's worse is if you only have trines and sextiles, right? This easy flow of energy. The sextile is more like poking, like, hey, 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 right? That's two houses apart. So the sextile is the first and the third house, right? Or the first and the 11th. So they're kind of poking, like, hey, 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 right? The 60 degrees. The conjunction is, some people believe in the conjunctions just if they're in their same house. But think of it, right? If I'm in my bedroom and my wife's all the way in the kitchen or whatever, and it's, let's say I'm at 5 degrees and she's at 25 degrees, that's 20 degrees apart. We're in the same house, but we're not really having a conversation. If you're yelling across the house and then you misunderstand, right? That's not knowledge is love. You can guess, assume, or believe. A conjunction is like 10 degrees or less. So that would mean we would be in the same room, and you can get up and walk around the room, and it could be like 0, right? And then my wife's at 10, but we're in the same room in the same house. That's the conjunction. So they're kind of like, the sun and the moon and the conjunction, they magnify each other's energies. It's emerging, and it kind of blows it up a little. So conjunctions can be good and bad, or easy and challenging. Any questions or comments?
No, but Moon Goddess said a little bit earlier, I want her chart done by you for sure.
I would be honored, Moon Goddess, and yeah, you guys are good. You're good. Just think that if it didn't rear its head, you could have been living in it or dealing with it for years, right? And then that can cause the real health issues. So look at it almost as a blessing, right? That you're learning about it quick, fast, in a hurry. You remedy the situation and get it fixed, and then your house and your health is good, you know? So, that's how, you got to choose to look at things in life, right? I mean, kind of, I've been through, me and your friend DJ, the Scorpio risings, and your daughter, like, we go through it, but it's also a gift from the ancestors because that Sagittarius in the second house. I always say the Scorpio risings, you're gonna go through the pain and transformation and excuse me, trauma and crises, but you'll overcome it. And each time you level up and grow, right? Being sick for 7 years with valley fever, I really feel like I've leveled up and grown to become a chronic illness coach, to get back into astrology, become a professional astrologer, to remember that I've always been a relationship coach, whether it's past lives or since I was like freaking 12, 13 years old, and anyone that, that knows me, whether it's from elementary or, middle school to high school, they'll tell you like, yeah, no, Eric always gave me great insight and great advice and this and that. And you've been knowing this. I've been doing this, since day one, like, and so walking into that now, I mean, I've worked with individuals and worked with couples, and it's so rewarding and such a blessing, and that's the sharing your gifts and talents of the fifth house or the Leo energy, with people, but to the collective humanity, but really with God. When I help you or I help your daughter or I help my clients, in relationships or marriage, God's like, good job, Eric. I put the right stuff in you, and now you're making it happen. You're doing it, right? It's the same with this guy when he doesn't want to be lazy and he makes a picture. I mean, the detail, it's, you know what I mean? It's so amazing. And we're trying to get him to take it further because we want him to see, my wife and I and himself, his talent as an artist at 12 years old. It's not, I don't want to say it's not normal, right? Because people have talents and gifts, but it's not ordinary. It's excellent. So to be 12 years old, he's an excellent artist. He'd be a good artist if he was 35, you know what I mean? But to do it at 12, it makes it that much more impressive, And so then now it's trying to take it to like making a portfolio, maybe going to art school for high school or college, or, you know what I mean? Different things. Same thing with acting, and he's been taking acting classes and doing his commercials and, different things. Well, one day he's going to be in a big motion picture or be in a sitcom, and he'll see, kind of like things paying off, but you have to do what? You have to respond to your abilities. He just got braces. Okay. Saturn in his sixth house. Saturn's the teeth. Sixth house is health. That's the transit. Okay. No accidents. That's astrology. But he has to get more disciplined about just his health in general. Because when you got Saturn in your sixth house, it's telling you like, hey, get yourself a plan, get organized, get structured, right? That's what dad tells you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, and he's seeing it. I mean, when we start to actually see examples of the chart play out in our own lives, then you start to like, it kind of jars you a little bit. You kind of like, dag, that's, I look at and, learn how to do annual perfections. And I could see at each age my children were born, it's in the chart. You can't make that stuff up. It's beautiful. So any other comments or questions? Not too many people on, we'll keep it short.
Yeah, okay. Moon goddess said I'm Scorpio rising. Daughter is Taurus rising. I'm one with the chronic Lyme disease. And then Lady Menza said, Eric, do you do coaching for acting?
I can, yes. I mean, I used to. When I first started my business, I was doing, and you see some of my old videos, or even some of my videos down here still. And it's funny, I was deleting some off my Instagram page, but I would never delete them from here. But I was doing, I wasn't currently offering it, but I was doing acting coaching for kids. So what I was having children do, because I taught acting for 2 years in the West Village in New York for 9 to 11-year-olds, along with teaching for, I guess, a total of 13 years. But I'm a professional actor in SAG and Equity and AFTRA and all that, television, film. But I was teaching children how to write and perform their own monologue and write and perform their own hip hop rhyme. And so I based it on the children's age, right? And like the rhyme is simple, it's based off of what they know, right? Their favorite color, their age, their siblings, you know, their birth sign, like, and even if they're not into astrology, it doesn't have to be their birth sign. But, even the most basic person who doesn't, like astrology, they know, like, oh, I'm a Libra, I'm a Taurus, I'm, this and that. So it's just fun, right? But what it does is for children, right? When children, they have to be 8 or older. I was working with 8 to 17-year-olds, right? Because it's the age of understanding. You have to be able to read and write, right? And what happens is children at that age start to want to learn their own identity separate from mom and dad. Okay. So they want to kind of like, this is my favorite book, my favorite TV show, my favorite movie. And so we construct that in a rhyme and also in a monologue and personalize it, right? I write a monologue for them, but then I help them and teach them how to write their own monologue so they perform it. So basically, it's something that I would revisit, definitely if you know someone that would be interested. I think your kids might be way too young, but if you know someone, because I know the industry like the back of my hand, and I know how to I've given this guy great tips, when he went for his audition for his commercial, and the people were like, wow, they couldn't believe he did it. It was like, yeah, dad told him what to do, you know what I mean? And he did what is it, missed new toothbrush, or new, yeah, and I told him what to do because I knew what they were gonna do, and I was right? So it's it really is knowledge is love. When you have the knowledge, you share it and give it back, So I would love to, work with kids, and we could, set up, stuff over Zoom. So if you know someone or whatever, let me know, we would set up something, meet once a week, for, my program was, I think it was going to be I think it was 10 to 12 weeks. I think it was 12 weeks. But what they would do is, I think it was 12 weeks.
And someone new, Crazy George said, I have a stellium transit in 11th house, Sun, Moon, and Mercury.
A stellium in the 11th house, Sun, Moon, Mercury. What sign? What's up, Crazy George? Welcome.
And then Lady Menza said it would be for me.
Oh.
Like the acting.
Oh, okay. So not for kids, for adults too. Okay. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I mean, you would love it. I mean, yeah. Let me know. Because.
Oh, he said Leo.
Oh, so the stellium in Leo in the 11th house. So you're a Libra rising. Okay. Now, unless you're looking at the Placidus chart and you have interceptions, but basically you're a Libra rising. If you have the Leo in 11th house, unless you're a Virgo rising and you have interception. So let me know. But that stellium, it's what, Sun, Moon, and Mercury?
Yeah, Sun, Moon, and Mercury.
So, you've got to understand with that, you're dealing with your friends, your older siblings, social networks, groups, online, the internet, organizations you might join. So you could be very much, how would I say this, almost like a oxymoron dealing with this, right? Because one is Leo. So you could be very generous and like dynamic with your friends and this and that, but then you could have some friends because it's also the energy you attract that could be like jealous of you and this and that. But overall, these are people that can help influence or support what you're doing for your midheaven. If it's in the 10th house, you'd have to let me know. Your midheaven could be 9th, 10th, or 11th, unless you were born on the North Pole. And it could be like your 8th or 7th, house or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, I would say get a chart reading, but do you have any other planets or any asteroids in there? Is it just Sun, Moon, and Mercury in the 11th house? So answer me back, let me know, and let me know if you're a Virgo or Libra rising and what house system you're looking at. But I think that you can also, whether it's through Meetup, LinkedIn, Facebook, join different groups that, now let me tell you, you could be a dynamic speechwriter, public speaker, politician, right? 11th house is the house of like big crowds, right? You can also be a great musician, an actor, an actress, a singer, or if it was Crazy George, a man, so a crazy actor, musician. The 11th house is sort of like your hopes, dreams, and wishes. This is, the house of your gains. Okay. But you want to connect with, so the thing of the third house is social media and like your local friends, your siblings and cousins, like around the crib. And that 11th house, it's like more of the world and like the friends that might support you through business and work. Okay. So having your ego there, having your soul and spirit there, having your emotions and caring there, you could really have a dynamic group of friends. You just want to make sure they're on high vibration and they don't try to dim your light. Okay. You don't want nobody trying to take away Crazy George's shine, because Crazy George is going to shine. Right? Got to have on the shades for Leo season. So if any of you guys are Leo sun signs, or you have any friends that are Leo sun signs, tell them to reach out to me. Take advantage of my birth chart today. You got to August 22nd. Any other comment? Did he say what his rising is?
No.
All right, Crazy George. So let me know. But if not, hit me up at taylor2coaching@gmail.com. Okay. We're going to get ready to bounce. I got about 3 more minutes. Any other questions or comments about the Leo new moon? Take some time for yourself, some isolation, and be honest. Like, where am I at? What am I doing? Am I following my heart? You got to go with the heart. It's Leo season. And a little tip: look for the fixed star. Now, Regulus, if you're born, whatever, it's going to be like in Leo, but right now it's in Virgo. But that's an important, fixed star, the star of royalty and fame. And then Sirius is more about beliefs and being like a spiritual leader. But this is the star, the dog star Sirius, where they feel like Jesus is from. Okay. You can see this August 17th, 18th, or 19th between like 4:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. before the sunrise. You can see the star. And they have ceremonies, different cultures all across the world, and just honoring this star, which is the star of like power, leadership, magnetic, charismatic energy. But it also will show how maybe the energy of the year can play out. And I guess you judge it by the colors. I'm still learning about it. I haven't mastered it yet. I know the great astrologer, Lada Denchiva, she's got a great video talking about Sirius with one of her astrologers that works, I guess, with her on her channel. Watch that. It is like, so in Western tropical astrology, which is what I do, and I use the whole sign system, it's in Cancer. In the Vedic sidereal, it's in Gemini. So, but look where your Cancer is. I mean, if you're in America, you should probably use the, Western tropical, but everybody does what they want to do. I'm not, I'm not an astrology snob and I'm gonna tell you, oh, I hate that, like, no. Somebody told me like Placidus works good for them. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to tell you, you know what I mean? You could use equal house, whole sign Placidus. I find whole sign to be the best and most accurate. It's extremely ancient, going back before the Greek and Roman times, way back, way back. And then the Vedic sidereal, I see where it works and plays out. But I tend to feel if you're born in this hemisphere, you should be using Western tropical. If you're born in the East, my brother in the East, shout out to X Clan forever. But if you're born in the East, in Africa, probably even, I don't know if I would say Australia, but like if you're born in Asia and India, way over there, I would then probably use the Vedic system, the sidereal. But it's up to you. I know plenty of people in America who love Vedic and sidereal, and I use principles of it because truth is truth, you guys. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Listen, tap into your gut instincts more, right? This society and system tries to get us away from listening to our hearts and our root chakra. You got to get into it, because that's going to guide you to, the messages you're going to get, the downloads. And right now with this Leo, I almost forgot, with this energy, the Leo new moons, and then it's like kind of squaring Uranus and Taurus, you can get a lot of visions and dreams and downloads, sometimes daydreams, but in the subconscious mind when you're sleeping. So please start a dream book tonight. You wake up tomorrow morning, even if you don't remember your dreams, literally write down, I don't remember what I dreamt about. But you're training the subconscious mind. You start doing it, then you'll start to get clarity, but you'll get visions that will help guide you, whether it's for your family, your relationships, your work, your new business you're starting, for whatever, for healing past wounds with parents, grandparents. Start that dream book, okay? And I got much more tidbits, but I'm not going to give it to you all now. But if you start the meditation and the dream book, you're on the right path and you're golden. I promise you. All right. Knowledge is love. I won't, I'm not going to, I test it out first. That's the human design, the 1-3 generator, right? I got to be the mad scientist, test it out. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to share it with anybody. You test it out and you're like, like I told you, tape over the mouth, weighted blanket, much better sleep. I've tested it out. It's no joke. Gets more oxygen to the brain, can help stop the sleep apnea and the snoring and all this. Weighted blanket calms the nervous system down. That's Uranus, Taurus, the nervous system. Remember, Uranus is in its fall in Taurus. Hashtag New Earth is messing stuff up. Floods, tsunamis, earthquakes. And get ready on August 22nd. A couple of days before the the full moon, a couple of days after, you're going to see another more extreme weather. So probably like August 18th to the 26th. We could have globally a rough week of extreme weather. Okay. So anything else before I bounce? Any other comments or questions? All right, you guys, this was fun. Small crowd, but it doesn't matter because you were here and you guys watched it on the replay. Everybody that's watching it live, please, after it's over and I put it up, whatever, just write a little comment and like it, maybe share it on social media with your friends or family or someone that you think that this can help. And if you know any Leo sun signs, let them know about my sale. They just hit me up, Tailored to You Coaching, the number 2, the letter U. Tailored to You Coaching. I'm going to try to get the T2UC and stuff, make it simple. And check out my website, tailored2coaching.com. Got a lot of information on there. I'm putting some new updates on there. My wife's going to be starting the business and branding coaching soon. Hit me up, Lady Menza, for the acting coaching. I bring it, so you're going to have homework and all that stuff, but it's worth it. And remember, repetition is the key to ownership. That's one thing we work on a lot. You have to, lawyers take acting classes to be better in the courtroom. Woo, if I was in a courtroom, I'd be a freaking beast. I did always want to go to law school. But lawyers, the legal liars, I'm too pure for that. I'd have to be a defense attorney. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, anything last thing? No?
Yeah, Moon Goddess said thanks, Eric, and love everything going on for your sweet son.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, those braces are going to help him in the long run, even though it, kind of broke my wallet. So please order a birth chart and tell your Leo friends to order birth charts. The braces, he got some special freaking breakage over 3 Gs, man. Woo, it's rough. It's rough and rugged for your boy. But I wish you the best, and yes, please reach out for your daughter. And I wish you the best with with the home. But remember, it's a positive, because if you didn't have it come to a head, you wouldn't know, and then it'd be really affecting your health. And you've had the previous, the chronic illness stuff. So make sure. Do you have plants in the house? Make sure you got some plants, drinking your distilled water, vitamin C, zinc, all that good stuff. But yeah, the mold, that's tough. Get you some good garlic and ginger too. Okay. So that's it, you guys. Have a blessed week. Remember, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. 3 dynamic guests, 3 dynamic ladies. Laura Cool, August 4th, August 6th, Laura Velez. August 8th, on this new moon, I will have Veronica Clark. Okay, so God willing, have a great week. Be safe. T2UC Big 3 Astrology. I'm out. Knowledge is Love, episode 24. Peace.
Okay.